Hey guys, Tim Wilson UK here, and welcome back to another real course review on the golf club. As you can see from the screen, we are doing the Copperhead at Innisbrook Resort, and just to give you a little bit of information on this course, it is a par 71, 7,209 yards, and from the website it actually says, and this is good because I've actually got all the yardages here on the website as well, but it says a favourite among PGA Tour professionals, our Copperhead course is the most recognisable of the Innisbrook 4 Tampa, Florida courses. Now, I would have thought that this course is probably going to play much like Sawgrass, but I could be mistaken. After all, it plays host to the world's greatest golfer during the PGA Tour's annual visit to the resort for the Valspar Championship presented by BB&T. Tree-lined fairways and rolling terrain define the course, a lengthy challenge for the longest hitters at more than 7,200 yards. Striking in beauty and challenge, the surrounding lakes and ponds are home to abundant wildlife including fox squirrels, bald eagles, alligators, nice, blue herons and many other types of waterfowl, with the fairways and greens mostly free of residences. Copperhead provides the opportunity to enjoy golf the way nature intended. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this, because this says, let's have a, here we go. So I've got all the yardages. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 yardages for each. Now let's have a look. We'll get into this because this is saying 7,341 on the game here. I'm not entirely sure what tees we're playing off, but let's jump straight into the round. This is a course, I've had a look at some of the photos of this course, and if this has been done correctly, this could be an absolutely magnificent course. So let's have a quick look at this first hole. Par 5, 560 yards. Yeah, so 560 yards is definitely the black tees. It's the championship tees. Let's have a look at the overhead on this one. We haven't got much wind on this, which is always nice for these real course reviews because you don't want to make it too challenging. Let's zoom out again. Alright, so a nice par 5. I would imagine the landing area is going to be around about these bunkers. We've got some residences down the left hand side, or that may be a hotel or the clubhouse, not sure. Let's see if we can have a look coming back to the tees. Yeah, I don't know. That might be the clubhouse there. That might be a hotel or some residences. I'm not entirely sure. Let's move down here. So it is a dog leg to the right. We want to make sure we're landing, if we can do, in about this area to open up the fairway. But a really nice representation. Somebody's taken the time to put all the wood chip underneath the trees. So first impressions are really, really good. We're not going to be getting anywhere down near that in between those bunkers by the looks of it. So I need to be careful to try and get this as close as I can to the left hand side of this fairway without ending up in the rough, because I need to make sure that I've got myself a good view on the second shot. That might be alright. I might be able to play through those trees. 560 yards, so it's going to be tough anyway. 258 yards to the green. I am going to aim for this little gap here. See if I can keep it in play. Really good opening hole, really tough, like it a lot. 99% may work in my favour. I'd be thankful if I came up short of the green, which it looks like I'm going to, which is going to give me a good opportunity to have a flop shot into this flag. There we go. It's almost a full strike, this one. Little bit strong. May get some spin back. Yep, little bit of spin back. Stop now, please. So that's going to give me about 8 or 9 feet, maybe. 8 feet. Fast greens, 187, so super fast greens here. Didn't quite hit it hard enough. So that's a 2-putt par. But my own opening impressions is that this is a really nice course. I mean, it's really well made. Somebody's taken the time and the effort to put all the detail into it, as well as putting the super fast greens on here, which is going to make it as slippery as all hell. Alright, so don't want to be wayward on the right on this second shot. Moving forward, we got a really tight dogleg because the landing area means that, mind you, it's fairly short, so we should be able to get down here, which is opening up the green. But let's move around to the left and have a quick look at the green. Massive bunker guarding the green in the front. But once again, the attention to detail with the cart path, the trees, and also the wood chip under the trees is really, really nice to see. This reminds me a little bit of Augusta. You know, we've got the trees, we've got the lakes, we've got the fairly wide open fairways here, but guarded by these really big bunkers. We've got some, you know, fairly tight dog legs, but these super fast greens. All right, so we've got 144. Got a slight wind behind, so let's take some off of it. That looked nice and straight. That's okay. It's going to give me about 10 feet when it stops. Yeah, 10 feet exactly, but with these super slippery greens, this is going to be a tough one to stop. Didn't hit the hole, otherwise I would have heard it. Oh man, that's rolled past a good... Wow, that's rolled past the 5 feet. And I've missed it again, I hit it too hard. Oh man, I'm making a pig's ear of this hole. Alright, so the slippery greens have caught me out again. Let's have a look at the yardage on that one. I didn't think to look at it. 435 it said in the game. 413 on the scorecard I'm looking at on the website. So the next one says 455, 442 on the website, so not a million miles away. Let's have a look at the overhead. This is another par 4. Stroke index 16. Wow, what a hole. What a beautiful looking golf hole. Hell, this is nice. What a nice looking golf hole. Okay, let's see where we can put this ball, because it's going to offer its own challenges here. I can definitely club up to the driver, because I don't think we're going to be getting right down near that narrow section of the fairway. Would it be good to try and keep it on the left hand side? That's pretty good. And the further we can get down here, the more it opens up the green. Still 180 yards into this flag. Yeah, it's about 181. Let's take a little off of it. Fairly flat here. What a beautiful, beautiful golf hole. Can't get over how nice this is. It's going to be a bit big, I think, because that was a fairly long iron. Is it going to slow down? It's fast greens. Looks like it was uphill there, which is going to give me a horribly downhill putt now, which it has. Got to make sure it doesn't slip too far past the hole if it doesn't go in. I literally got that rolling. Just bumped over the edge of the hole. Did you see that? Back up the hill, and we pick up a par. Strike index 16. That's definitely a birdieable hole. My first impressions after the first 3, as I always give, forget the score that's on the scorecard there in front of you. I absolutely am in love with this course. After 3 holes, I love it. I love it. I love it. The course is fantastically laid out. It is perfectly designed and built, and I am so looking forward to the next few holes that are coming up, and I will give you a end of 9 review when I get to the end of the first 9, and then we'll bang on through the back 9. So we've got the first of the par 3s, 195 yards, and it looks like, depending on the pin placement, it may be a blind shot on a par 3. Let's have a look. No, pin's on the left hand side, so not too bad. 188 in the game. Sorry, 188 on the scorecard on the website, 195 on this one. Quite a difficult one to actually hit because it's surrounded by bunkers left and right, not a lot of green to play with. We've got a little bit here, landing area, that you could bounce it onto, but once again a hole that's going to offer its own challenges. Let's get it done. Hit it nice and straight. Is it going to slow down enough? It checked up quite nicely when it hit the green. Is it going to hold? It is going to hold. I am just pleased that I hit the green there and held the green. Now this is another tough putt. 15 feet. Downhill again. I don't think I've been below the hole on any of these so far. They've all been downhill putts. And a par, once again, I'm pleased with, and we move on to hole number 5. Hole number 5, 605 yard par 5. And 607 on here, so that's pretty much bang on. We have a par 5. This is the second one in the round, after the first hole being a par 5 as well. Let's have a look at this from above. It is pretty much straight for most of that 607 yards. Look at this course from above, man. This is magnificent. What a fantastic course. I can't believe I haven't come across this before in the game. I'd like to know when this was built in the game, because I can't believe I haven't played it as yet. Fabulous second here. Look at this. We're going to be taking these trees on. These 2 trees are going to, these 3 trees here, especially this one here, is going to give me a lot of bother on the second shot. I just know it. But moving forward, let's spin this around, and we've got another green that is absolutely bathed in bunkers. Massive green, and the pin's right in the back, so we've got a lot to aim at, but we need to get it down there first. We are not going to be reaching this in 2. There is no way, not with a driver and a 3 wood, but let's get it down there as much as we can. On this one, not a lot of wind to speak of, so we should be able to get it a good 270, 280 yards down this fairway. And then I would imagine we're going to be playing up towards those 2 trees. Yep, you see, we're just going to be, you can just see the tree in the right hand corner of the screen there. Let's see if we can get it right up there near the trees. So they're not going to come into play as much as what I thought they were. Yeah, so we split the 2 trees, go straight through the middle of them, and then we're going to have a fairly straightforward shot into this green. Not going to be playing, we're just slightly over the corner of the bunker. I was going to say we're not going to be playing over the bunker. We're just slightly over the corner. 95 yards, got a little bit of change in elevation, so I'm going to leave it exactly at 95 yards because we do have a little bit of a headwind here. Throw this up in the air. Hopefully the wind doesn't take too much off of it. Looks okay. Got a slight hop forward and it stops, so that's going to be about 8 feet, 8 or 9 feet. There we go. Really difficult to know which way this one's going to go. Another downhill putt again, and that's going to roll straight past the hole, because that was 9 feet 5 inches downhill, and that's gone 24 feet. Can you absolutely believe that? So that's 15 feet back up the hill, and we managed to pick up a par. Wow, that is if you're not below the hole there, that is an absolute beast of a hole. Alright, next one, par 4. This is the 6th hole? Let's have a quick look. The 6th hole, 452, what I'm looking at on the scorecard on the website. 465, so not a million miles off. Let's zoom out here. Dogleg right, not a massive dogleg. But really, really strange bunker position at the end here. And the pin is, let's zoom this out and move forward. There we go. Oops. There we go. The pin's in a really difficult position. So it's going to be a really tough hole. Yes, stroke index 2. I knew it was going to be difficult. And that is not so much... It's probably a combination of the yardage, because it is a long par 4 at 465 yards. But not only that, you know, if we can get this 280 yards, it's the shot into the green and the pin position. So we're only going to have about 170 yards here, 165, but look at that pin position, tucked tight into the front of the green, just beyond the bunker. So this is going to be really difficult to attack, but let's give it a good whack. Alright, 163 less 2 is 161. I'm going to play this club. I've got a feeling I may come up a little shy, but a little shy is okay. It moved off to the left a little because of the slope. That needs to stop now. You know what? I'm pretty pleased with that. But once again, mind you, that's rolling a fair amount. We may have an uphill putt here, guys. Yes, an uphill putt. First one I've had in 6 holes. First uphill putt. So let's move this over to the left. 23 feet. Uphill. Starting to swing now. I overcompensated on that swing. Let's tap that in for a par. Another really, really good challenging hole. So in addition to this being a really fantastic course to look at, it is again a thinking man's course. It is really, really tough. Let's have a look at the yardage here. Stroke index 10, 420 yards. It's the 7th hole. 410. So once again, the yardages are pretty much bang on. Let's have a quick look here. Let's zoom out. This is a fairly straightaway par 4. Stroke index 10 probably does it justice. What is causing a bit of issue, and probably why it's not a higher stroke index, is the fact that it is a fairly big green. The pin is situated right in the back, so should take most of the bunkers out of the play, but really well guarded by sand here right up near the green. But let's get this hole driven. It's not a long par 4. Big hitters on the PGA Tour, you know, hitting 300 plus, 340, 350. It looks like it's fairly uphill on the drive, but if they're hitting 340, that's going to leave sort of an 80-yard wedge into the green. Alright, so we've got 148, 145, 142. Little bit of wind. Let's leave the club as it is. Really nice flight. And it checked up, and that again looks like it's going to leave me, yeah, another uphill putt. So fabulous, 2 uphill strikes here. I think I've underhit that. I know I've underhit it. As soon as I struck the ball, I knew I'd underhit it. Alright, but it's in for a par. Even though it says net +2, I am actually gross just +1. You can see the 1 bogey on the scorecard. As we head into hole number 8 and look at the yardage on that, 235 yards. 232 on the website, so pretty much bang on. Nice and straight. You want to be accurate on this one. I mean, we got a really big target area. I mean, look at the size of that green, but anything left and right, you're going to be in bother. 239, 236, 233. I am going to go drop down to a 5 wood here because I don't think we need anything longer than that. Let's just zoom into the green and see whether this could potentially roll out the back. Is this uphill? It is uphill, so we shouldn't roll out the back with this club. Starting to come back in a little. Yeah, getting a little bit of roll. It will stop shy of the hole, and that's because it is running uphill, but I'd rather be putting uphill. Okay, left, slightly left of the hole. give that a good whack. Oh no, it's too much. Too much, and I've left myself a downhill putt to save par. It's not too much downhill. Yeah, that's in for par. Just gave it too much. I gave too much respect to the slope there. All right, we're on to the final hole on the front nine. 430 yard par 4 on the game. 420. So not a million miles away again. Let's have a look at this from the air. We've got a dog leg to the right. We've got some bunkers in the landing zone around about here, but moving forward, once again, the pin position makes this pretty tough. It is a stroke index 6, guarded by bunkers. I mean, the bunkers are huge on this, and that's why it reminds me of Sawgrass, because some of the bunkers at Sawgrass are absolutely monstrous as well. So I must try and find a good rendition of Sawgrass on here, because I'd like to do a real course review on that, because I don't think I've done a Sawgrass one as yet. I'd have to have a look back through the courses that I've already reviewed. But let's get this one underway. Yeah, I would imagine that bunker on the left would come into play if there's a vast amount of wind. It's not really going to affect me here. The fairway is really, really wide on this hole, so we shouldn't really be in any kind of trouble here. It looks like it's all uphill to the green though. 145, it's playing. 145 is the club I've got. We've got 146 plus 7. We've got 150 yards. So I am going to club up here and then drop down to try and get this to stop on the green. Little bit of wind, ball below my feet as well. That went off to the left, which is really strange. Oh, and it's going to come up shy. So not a good approach shot there. In the bunker. And that's pretty well out from where I was. I was pleased with that. And that is going to finish the front nine with a par. So 1 over par gross for the round. And that shows how tough this course is. I mean, all pars apart from 1 bogey, so not a single birdie on the front nine. And my overall impression for this course so far is I think it is absolutely fantastic. The yardages are very slightly out, but that can be forgiven because it is really difficult to get them spot on when you're creating the course in the game. But the attention to detail, cart paths, trees, bunkers, water, you know, all of the stuff like the wood chippings under the trees, absolutely spot on. So I couldn't give this course much more praise than what I'm giving it at the moment. Straight away par 4, and what is causing the problem here with the stroke index? It's sort of halfway. It is stroke index 9. It might be the fact that it's really tight with the bunkers on the entrance to the green. Is the fairway in the middle? Stroke index 9, so it's neither that difficult or that hard. I think the yardage and the fact that you've got to play with a fairly, in the game, you've got to play with a fairly long iron into this green. Mind you, 6 iron is not that long. It's a fairly short iron, to be honest. 165, 162, 164 into a little bit of wind, not a lot. Sounded like a nice strike. Yeah, and that looks like it's going to be another uphill putt. So I'm landing these definitely on the right side of the holes now, which is good. Don't want to hit this one too hard like I did a few minutes ago. Underhit it slightly. The angle was right. If I'd have given it a little bit more welly, I may have actually picked the bird up there. So 10 holes played, and we move on to the 11th, 575 yard par 5. This is the third of the par 5s on the course. Once again, the yardage is out by about 8 or 9 yards, so nothing really to worry about. Let's have a look at it from the air. couldn't get more of a straight par 5 if you tried. If you look at it as the crow flies, that is as straight as it comes. Don't really have to move the reticle too much to get it right smack bang in line, even though there is some deviation in the fairway. Stroke index 17, 575 yards. The only thing that's really going to be an issue here, let's zoom out and go down to the green, is there is no run-up area on this hole that allows you to run the ball up to the green. So you are going to be shooting straight at the pin. And that's what could be difficult, because you've got this overhanging tree if you are on the right-hand side, and you've got the bunkers that are on the left, and the pin is in a fairly tight position. If the pin was back here, you'd have a bit more green to run up with. But that being said, let's get this hole played. It may even mean that if you're not attacking the flag on the second shot, which at 280 odd yards I don't think I'm going to be doing anyway, it's going to take it right out of the equation. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be dropping down to a 3-iron. Yep, dropping down to a 3-iron and popping the ball down here, which means that we're going to be playing possibly a pitch shot into the green, and we're going to be opening up the angle so it gives you a really, really good opportunity to get the ball close for a birdie. So there we go, got a pitch shot, 64 yards. I know that this plays at 66 just here. We've got 65 to play, a little bit of wind, so I'm going to allow for that. Let's see if we can get this close. Let's see if we can claw that that bogey back. Yeah, that was absolutely spot on. That is, apart from being in the hole, I couldn't have wished for that to be any better. And now we are back to a gross level par. So hole number 2 we got a bogey, hole number 11 we got a birdie, so we are back to level now, so pleased with that. Not a difficult hole, that one. Stroke index 17, and we move on to probably one of the shortest par 4s on the course at 380 yards. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it is definitely the shortest par 4 on the course. 7 yards shy of the course on the scorecard on the website. So let's dive straight into this one. Now, this is what makes it. It's stroke index 13, but we have an overhanging tree here. Plus we have the lake here. So let's have a quick look at... I think the 5-wood's going to get over that tree. Yeah. Is it going to hold the fairway though? That's going to be the main thing. Hole number 12, stroke index 13. Beautiful. Absolutely spot on. So that's going to give me 140 odd yards into the green. 130. That yardage for that club is absolutely spot on. No wind. It is just tailor-made for this club. Straight as arrows. That club is always just going to pitch and bite, but it leaves a tough putt. Look at this. No, still underneath the hole. Really, really tough, and it still rolled a good 2 feet past the hole. Okay, it's in for a par. Should have really capitalised on that one. Alright, we've got a par 3 now. Stroke index 1. And look at this for a hole, guys. This just reminds me of Sawgrass 17. Beautiful. It's not an island green, but look at that for a golf hole. Really beautifully made, that is. Fabulous, fabulous golf hole. Really tough. I can see why it's a stroke index long. It's 200 yards plus. Playing over with the pin position. If the pin position was back here, this would be not stroke index 1. It would be a lot more than that. But with the bunker guarding it front and rear, it makes it really difficult to attack this pin. So we got 206, 204 yards. Oh man, it's so tough. So tough. Is it going to hit the green? Is going to hit the green? Is it going to hold? Always tough to hit and hold. So it's 200 yards in the game. What do we got? Exactly, pretty much bang on, 199 yards on the website. Let's have a look at this. Are we chipping uphill? We are chipping uphill here. So we're in the rough as well. So let's pop that up. And let's see if I can play a chip shot. As you guys know, if you watch me play on the weekly tour, I don't play a lot of chip shots purely because of the fact that I really am in two minds as to how to control them. But let's try and play a chip shot here. This isn't in competition, so it is uphill. Oh man! That was almost in, but that's going to be enough for me to pick up the par and move on to hole number 14. So hole number 14 is the last of the par 5s, 590 yards. It's bang on, absolutely bang on the yardage on this one. It is exactly what it is on the website. Let's have a quick look at it from the air. This is a really nice hole. Look at this. So this is 590 yards. We got a dog leg left, which is what we go here, and then we have a dog leg right. Being 590 yards, even 566 as it's playing today, this is going to be impossible purely because of the angles on this hole to hit the green in two. Unless you can really hug this left hand side and then get through the trees. But let's kick this off. I'm excited to play this hole because I think it is a beautiful looking golf hole. And Jamie, if you are watching this, I am not ignoring your message, my friend. I did see it pop up on the screen, but obviously as I'm recording this real course review, I can't reply to your message just now, my friend. I will reply to it. If you are watching this, you'll know that I will reply to it, but I will reply to it once I'm finished the round. Okay, so 283 yards means that we are not going to be hitting this green in two. I think I've got enough club to get over these trees and still land in that bit of fairway, so let's give it a whirl. If it hits the trees and drops, we are going to be in the drink, but that's pretty good. I could have done with being further right on the fairway, but I didn't want to take on too much of the trees, purely just to try and give myself a better angle on the flag. But that should be okay. Oh, I'll take that. Don't roll too far back, please. I thought that was going to pitch into the hole. Stroke index 15, so this should be a birdie. Oh, I thought I'd left that short. As we head into the final four holes, the 15th is another par 3, 208 yards, stroke index 5, so fairly tough again. And it's a fairly tight pin position on the left hand side, guarded by those massive bunkers again on the left. The water won't come into play here. I like that little thing there, the bunker with the Innisbrook written in it. I haven't seen the Copperhead sign yet. That's one of the things that I was looking out for. That may be on the 18th, so I will keep an eye out for that because that's one of the design features of the course. 208 yards on the website, 215 yards, playing 220 in the game. 217 less 7, playing 210. So let's drop that down a little bit. I may even take a few more off that. Wind's going to bring that back in ever so slightly, and with my natural fade that should be bang on line, and hopefully that will roll up right near the flag. I will take that every day of the week. Let's hope we can convert, which we are going to, and that is going to give me a gross of 2 under par, I think. Yeah, 2 under par. So picked up a few more points on, or a few more birdies on this back nine. Let's have a look at this hole. What do we got? This is 16, par 4, 458 yards, 475. So a little out this one, but it can be forgiven. guarded by this massive lake on the right hand side here, and a huge dog leg. So you are forced to play out into the middle of this fairway and then try and attack this. I mean, you can see why this is a stroke index 3. It's guarded by so many things, not forgetting the trees. The trees, I think, are the major issue when you're playing into this green. So let's get this hole underway. Once again, I'm excited to play this hole because I think this second shot is going to be really tough. Don't want this to run out. Please come round. Damn, that's exactly what I didn't want to do, because this flag is guarded crazily by all these trees down the left hand side. Now, to try and get the angle, you need to be as far left as you possibly can off the tee box to give yourself an angle on the flag. However, you run the risk of doing what I did and you end up in the rough. 3-iron, I can't take much more than a 3-iron. You know what, this is going to come up short, so let's play into the fairway. That was always going to come up short. Mind you, it's not that short. And that is going to come around. It's not going to hold the green. But that still went 206 yards, but I don't think I could have attacked the flag there. In fact, I'm almost certain I couldn't have attacked the flag there. So once again, we got another uphill chip. Let's see if we can get this one near the flag again. That's too fierce, and that's my problem with the chip shot, is that it is so unpredictable. That went 17 yards. And now that's an almost, and I'm going to say this, that is an impossible putt for par. 17 feet. And if it misses, it could end up right down the hill. So this is going to be a bogey. So that is 2 bogeys and 3 birdies. So that's going to be a gross of 1 under par. Tough hole, can see why that's a good high stroke index. Alright, we're on to hole number 17. 206 yards here, 215 in the game. Let's have a look at this. This will be the final par 3. Playing 200 yards, so not too long as par 3 goes. Stroke index 7, and I would imagine because it's flanked by all these bunkers, and the pin is situated in the fairly narrow area. Good thing is we have a run-up area here, so we can land it short and hope for the ball to run up to the green. I'm going to be playing with a 4-iron here, purely because of the fact that I think it will run up a little. I may even take a bit more off of this just to try and get it to slow down. Didn't quite hit the green, but it is going to stop almost pin high, so I'm happy with that. Tough putt though for birdie, really tough. Didn't quite hit it hard enough. Angle was pretty much bang on, but tap in for par. So we move on to the final hole of this 18 at the Copperhead at Innisbrook. It's a par 4. It is stroke index 11, playing 445 in the game, 443 on the website, so another one that is pretty much bang on. Stroke index 11, not a difficult hole here. I still haven't seen the Copperhead thing. I'm not entirely sure what hole it actually sits on, the Copperhead sign, but I'll have a look out for it, whether it's on the 18th or round about the back of the 18th. I'll have a look when I get closer to the green, but it is a pretty much a straightaway par 4. Some bunkers down the right hand side there, and you're playing over the bunkers into the green, but the pin being right at the back shouldn't give us any problem attacking the flag. Nice 100% drive there. Smack bang in the middle of the fairway. 175, so it's quite a way up to the green. Plus we've got quite a lot of elevation here. So 171 plus 9, it's 180 yards. Should roll up a little. That's okay. That's going to give me about 15 feet to the flag, 13 feet. Moving ever so slightly from the right, uphill. Have I given it enough welly? No, not quite. And I was probably a little further left than I needed to be. But picked up a par. And that concludes the round at Copperhead at Innisbrook Resort with a gross score of 1 under par, 2 bogeys, 3 birdies and the rest pars. So a fairly mediocre round, but a really tough course, a really enjoyable course. You see, I don't know where that sign is. I can see the sign there. It must be on one of those water holes that I just did not see. But a really fantastic course, and this is where the interesting bit comes in. What do I give this course? Now, I have played some absolutely cracking courses when I've been doing these real course reviews, and the average score that I've given is probably around about 8 to 8.5. I think the highest score I've given is about 9.5. You know what? I'm going to give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. I think this is a cracking course, and if anybody was new to playing the golf club and wanted to play a course other than one of the courses that people at HB Studios have created, like Little Brook Manor and those easy courses, because you can easily on those courses birdie every single hole if there's no wind on the course, and I don't think they've got any wind on that course anyway. That's almost like the course that you play with training wheels on. This is a course that if you want to see the full impact of what creators out there in the community can produce to give you an absolutely fantastic reproduction of a real life course, then I would recommend Copperhead at Innisbrook Resort. That is well deserved a 9.5 out of 10. For those of you that have been watching this on Twitch, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I do appreciate it. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, if you'd like to hit the like button and give me a thumbs up, that would be well appreciated. Any comments on this particular video or any others in the series, then feel free to drop them in the box below. And if you've got any suggestions of other courses similar to this one's or real life courses that you know of that are in the golf club, drop them in the suggestion box and I'll check them out. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, you know where the button is. Guys, thanks again for watching. I will see you on the next real course review. See you later. Bye now.